How to start a poultry business for maximum success is what we are discussing in this video. Today, I will share 7 essential steps to get you started the right way. If you've clicked on this video, it means you are interested to know more about poultry farming and agribusiness in general. If this is the case, then subscribe to this channel for more informative videos such as this one. Let's get right into it. The first step is to do your research and formulate a business plan. This is important because this is what will help you to determine how much capital you need, what your goal for the business is, and how you will get there. Some of the things that you would like to research is what kind of rearing system that you're going to use in your farm. Is it going to be a deep litter where you have wood shavings in the shed and the chicken just walk free in the shed? Or is it going to be a cage system where you have your chicken in a layer, in a battery cage? You also want to know what kind of chicken that you're raising. Are you going to raise layers, that is raising chicken for their eggs, or broilers or cockerels, that is raising chickens for their meat? You want to know whether you're going on a small scale or on a large scale. You want to know where you're going to source your day-old chicks from. So which hatchery are you going to use? Are you going to use a local Ghanaian hatchery, or are you going to import your day-old chicks from overseas? In Ghana, we have some hatcheries like Akate Farms, Boris B, and others. Other people to import their day-old chicks from overseas, from countries like Netherlands, France, and Belgium. So you want to do all of that research before you start. I can tell you from personal experience that a lot of research went into setting up my own poultry farm in Ghana, especially since I live overseas. If you're interested in seeing a video of my poultry farm, let me know in the comment section below. The clips in this video are all excerpts of shots that I've taken from my farm. So once you've done your research, you are then ready to set the ball rolling. The next step then would be to gather all the things you need to start the business. The things that you would need, I would broadly categorize them into 4 areas. One is land acquisition. 2 would be the shed construction. The third one would be gathering your equipment. And then the fourth one would be getting your capital. So let's break it down a bit. With buying your land, you want to, for biosecurity reasons, choose a very good location. So you don't want to position your farm in a residential area because your birds can easily be infected in such an area, diseases and stuff like that. The noise level in a residential area is also not very good for your birds. You also want to know the type of soil that you have on your land. It shouldn't be a waterlogged area. You need a good draining land type. Your land should also be located quite close to your target market. So if your target market is in Wa, you won't be setting up your poultry farm in Accra because then it's going to cost you more to transport your eggs or your chicken to your market in Wa, and you're going to lose a lot of your birds, or you're going to lose you're going to have breakages in your eggs. So, and lastly, you need to have a land that has access to water and electricity. From there, you would come to the building of the shed. Now, building of the shed really is the major construction that you need on your farm, but depending on the size of your farm, you need to consider if you're going to need a workers' quarters, a storeroom for where you're going to store your equipment, a feed room, egg room if it's a layer farm, and so forth and so on. That would then bring you to gathering of your equipment and machinery. So some of the equipment that you need feeders, drinkers, heaters for brooding, fans for when it's very hot, laying nest, if you'll be producing your own feed, you're going to need a mill and a mixer. You would need a vehicle, depending on the size of your farm, to be carrying or transporting your eggs and chicken to the market. So your equipment and machinery is necessary, and then your capital. Now, you've heard the saying, cash is king. I think that's what they call it. Cash is king, and that's very right in the poultry business. The capital, you break it in two. You need the setup, the setup cost, money for setting up, that is the land purchase, shed construction, equipment, and so forth. But you also need to factor in your running cost. So that is the money that you would need for your feed, staff wages, vaccination, water bill, electricity, and all of that. I mean, before the business starts bringing you money, you need to have money to be taking care of all of these things. After all of that is done, it will lead you on to step number 3, which is a very critical step, especially if you're doing business in Ghana, and that is employing good staff and also offering them appropriate training. So I can't stress enough how important it is to get to employ good staff. This business is such that it's very easy for people that are not trustworthy to steal from you. So you need to have somebody in this business that you trust. It doesn't matter, even if they don't have poultry experience, put them there and train them so that they can look after your interests for you. Otherwise, you're going to be working for somebody else to chop. Monkey the chop, monkey the work, baboon the chop, as they say. So you want to be looking after your staff properly, give them good working conditions, good wages, and pray that they don't steal from you. My personal experience is that I had a farm manager. I was paying him 1,500 Ghana cedis. Yes, 1,500 Ghana cedis a month, and yet he was still stealing from me. So the issue with employees is a very dicey one. By the way, if you are interested for me to make a video to explain all that went down with my farm manager stealing from me and how I dealt with that situation, leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I will put out such a video. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out when I post the video. So once you've employed your staff, you also need to train them. They say that doctor ni on fiti prekope no on mame doctor oko school eche ansan why doctor, and it's the same thing for poultry farming. You need to know what you are doing, otherwise you can lose all of your birds in one day. So do get appropriate training. Also, one tip I will tell you with this is, in Ghana we've got extension officers in each, I think, district or in each area. So locate whoever your extension officer is so that they can help you when you start running the business. So when all of that is done, it leads you to step number 4, which is getting your shed ready for receiving your day-old chicks. So once everything is done, you need to disinfect your sheds. You need to fit all the equipment. If you're going to be using cages, you fit out your cages. If it's deep litter, you get the wood shavings, you spread it out, you fit your feeders and drinkers and all of that, and start preparing yourself and your staff for the necessary brooding process, because brooding is a stage where a lot of the birds can die if you don't do it properly. So it's very important to prepare for this step. Now that leads to step number 5, which is marketing. I can also not stress enough how important it is to start marketing as soon as your birds arrive. Do not wait until your birds, your broiler birds have reached maturity, or until your layer hen have started laying, because by then it will be too late. This is a business where if you're having eggs, you need to be selling them on a daily basis, and if you have broiler, you need to sell them as soon as they hit maturity, because if not, every day that you are feeding them is a loss for you. So start marketing as soon as your birds come. Go around and look for your customers, market women or whoever your target market is. Use social media if you can, and then start marketing. Step number 6 would be to adopt good farm practices. Unfortunately, in Ghana, biosecurity, the phrase biosecurity is not one that Ghanaian farmers know or adhere to. And that is why it causes us a lot of stress and headache in Ghana. Biosecurity, is just a set of preventative measures that reduces the risk of transmission of infectious diseases, crops and in livestock. So good farm hygiene to prevent infections. But in Ghana, we are lacking a little bit there. So if you're going to be starting a poultry business, I would advise that you learn everything there is to learn about all the biosecurity measures and adopt it in your farm. Apart from biosecurity measures, you also need to adopt certain practices that will help you in the long run. For instance, you need to be frequently weighing your birds. You need to have a proper vaccination schedule. Normally, where you get your birds from, the hatcheries will give you that schedule. So use it, go by it strictly. Good ventilation, proper litter disposal is necessary so that you don't infect your birds. Good brooding techniques, clean water, and nutritious feed. Just do what the science says would help your farm. Don't take any shortcuts, because in the long run, it will come back to bite you in your behind. Step number 7 flows from the 6th point, which is good record keeping. Good record keeping. In Ghana, when you go to most of the small poultry farmers, they don't keep any sort of record. So they don't even know whether they're making a profit or whether they're making a loss. As long as they sell 1 crate of egg today, they are happy and they think they are in business. But no, it doesn't work like that. You have to keep good records. You need to have like weighing charts, mortality records, egg production records, vaccination records. Document your processes. Even have a duty roster so that your staff know what they're supposed to be doing on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, so that there's no excuse really. And for you to be able to chart your progress, to know whether you are progressing or where you are lacking, all of that would be possible if you keep good records. So the poultry business in Ghana can be a very lucrative one if done right. And these are the 7 very important steps that any poultry farmer needs to take in order to succeed in this poultry business in Ghana. Poultry sector this year 2019 is sure to boom in Ghana. So if you haven't considered going into poultry, I'm telling you, this is the time. You will be laughing all the way to the bank. I will be here on YouTube giving you all the necessary information, tips, tricks, and tools that you need to succeed in poultry in Ghana. So if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe right now. Hit the notification bell, because this is information that you really don't want to miss. Thanks for watching till the end. Until the next video, signing out. Bye.